Hi everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Stitches and Scribbles podcast. My name is Erin, and today we're going to be talking about lots of random projects I'm working on quite a few things at the same time for some reason. So I am approaching kind of the end of my craft fair season for what it looks like for 2021. I have a farmer's market booth today, and it's the last one at the farmer's market that I've been doing for the last month or so. And then I have one actual craft fair in October. But so far it looks like that's going to be it for 2021. I saw some markets in my area that were in like the November to December time frame, but a lot of them have more expensive booth prices, like where you pay to be there. That I wasn't sure I wanted to invest in yet. I might want to go like check out the market itself this year before trying to do it so that I can sign up for next year. And I noticed that a lot of them already had quite a few vendors listed who are knitters or crocheters. So I didn't really want to sign up for a market where I already knew that I would have like direct competition for items. So I decided to just skip that this year. Plus, I have a lot of Christmas presents that I need to work on, and I got some requests for custom orders. I actually just had a friend who ordered a pair of earrings for me that I will be shipping out to her today. I would show you, but I have a duplicate that I'm going to show you, and it's already like all packed up, ready to go to the post office. And I actually just had a friend who ordered a baby blanket for me for her son. She has two boys, and the first one I made a baby blanket for him and sent it to him, along with like a box of stuff that me and my mom put together since that was her first baby, to have like a picture book and some bibs and some like baby necessities. But she actually just messaged me today and wants to order a blanket for her second child because her oldest son, who's now like, I think he's still under 2, he's like a year and a half-ish, now goes to daycare once a week, and apparently the blanket that I made him is his like security item when he goes to daycare, so that he has something from home, and he's become very attached to it, so she wanted another one for her second child in a different colorway. So I just ordered the yarn for that. Hopefully I'll be able to either show it to you in progress or the finished item with the next podcast, because we are going to switch to a once a month podcast setup because of all the other projects I'm working on, and now that I am getting more orders and all of that stuff. So yeah, let's dive into what I've been making. Still a lot of focus on craft fair, which means I don't have a ton of finished objects to show you because some of them went directly into my stash, which I don't store here in my apartment. I store it at my parents' house in their garage. So I only have a few little items to show you today that I worked on in the last couple of days. The first one is some fall gnomes. So I did these on my brand new Addy 22 pin knitting machine. I did have a 22 pin Centro that stopped working, unfortunately. The crank wasn't turning correctly, but I used the 22 needle to make the body, which is just a tube like folded in half, and then I used the like fold over brim method to make the hat. Sewed on the nose, which is a wooden button, and a little bit of fun fur fabric for the beard. I also tied on where's the face? A little pumpkin bead to the top to kind of make some decoration on the hat. But I think that this turned out super cute. Really happy with how they look. So I made 2 of this design for the craft fair with the little candy corn hat. And then I only have 1 of this guy, but I did like a spookier one too. His hat decoration is a little spiderweb bead, and he's just black and orange, all solid color. So yeah, I think those turned out cute. I'm excited to do some like Christmassy themed ones for the craft fair I'm doing in October, but I figured I would test it out with a few fall ones at this farmer's market first. The other thing that I've been making a lot of is earrings, because I notice that those tend to sell very quickly at farmers markets, at the farmers market so far. And I'm almost out. I think it's because that is my lowest price item, because I only charge $5 for a pair of earrings, because while they are quick to make, the cost of materials is about the same as bigger items, if that makes sense, because a strand of beads can cost like $5 by itself, and let's say I get I might only get 2 to 3 pairs of earrings out of it, so I have to balance out the material cost with the fact that it doesn't take very long. So I typically do $5, which a lot of people are more than willing to pay, because that's a pretty low price for earrings. And I also already had a decent bead stash from when I used to do more beading and more jewelry. But I did buy some beads brand new based on what I noticed people were interested in. So I'll show you some of my designs. There are going to be a lot in a row, so if you're not interested in earrings, you may want to skip ahead a few minutes until we get back to the knitting and crochet stuff. But I have these little glass leaf earrings. Made a couple pairs of those. I have these glass beads in a couple different colors, where it's a solid color with the little flowers on it. I think I have them in black, red, yellow, green, and looks like 2 different shades of blue. So quite a few of those. I'm hoping that you can see these on camera, as they are pretty tiny. Thought those were super cute, and someone saw it on one of my sets of stitch markers last week and said oh, I wish that you had these as earrings, so I went ahead and made some. I have some, what are these? Purple and green stone beaded earrings, just little round ones. I have some pearls. These are the black ones. I do have these in a couple of other colors. They aren't real pearls, I'm pretty sure. They're just glass. There's a train going by. Can't escape the noise in this apartment. I have these metal beaded earrings. Are those facing the right way? With some colored sections on them. I thought these were super pretty. And then I have a whole bunch of mushroom earrings, because the mushrooms were definitely doing the best at the last couple craft fairs, and before I only had them in brown, but now I have some other colors. So I've got green ones, I've got some teal, blue, red, black, purple. I don't know if I said any of those colors already, but I think these are super cute. Like I said before, I only had them in brown, and I ran out of them pretty quickly. People were buying them. I also have some plain green glass beaded earrings. These were originally left over from another project, but I figured might as well use them up. And then we're going to get into my Halloween ones. So I have some little skulls, which are super cute. I actually have these beads in other colors, but I only made them in the natural bone color for now. I'll see if anyone buys them and then maybe make some more. I have some little pumpkin earrings. I can never figure out which way to turn it. There we go. Little jack-o'-lanterns, super cute. I have some candy corn. There goes another train. Live too close to the train tracks. Some candy corn glass beaded earrings. And I also have some little metal ghosts, which I really like. This is actually the pair that my friend ordered, and I am also wearing them today because I love those little charms so much. And I also started making some Christmas earrings, because crafters have to do everything 3 or 4 months ahead of time. So I have some Christmas trees. Again, these are just little metal pins, not pins, metal charms. I have some holiday bells. and some little teeny tiny wreaths, and some red and green snowflakes. I thought these were cute. And then I have 4 different colors of Christmas light earrings. These are just little plastic charms, or they might be like resin actually, but little lights, and some tiny candy canes. And those are all the designs I have for this craft fair. I do have some more beads, but I ran out of earring hooks yesterday. So I need to get some more earring hooks before I can continue making more earrings, but I also kind of want to see how many of them get sold at this farmer's market to determine if I need any more for the craft fair in October. So let's move on to whips, because I think those are my only finished objects. If you have been watching my previous videos, you will know that I am working on a Christmas present for my father-in-law. So this is that warning again. If you're watching this and happen to be my father-in-law, please skip ahead or watch a different video. I don't think he watches these, but just in case he happens to find my YouTube this week, please don't watch. You will spoil your Christmas present. But I am working on the Cozy Co-ed cardigan for him. I am doing a video series on this. You will have already seen, or the first episode of it will already be available at the time that this podcast is coming out. And I am going to do a part 2. I was real ambitious and thought I could get a whole men's cardigan done in a week. That didn't happen, so we had to split the video into 2 parts, and I'll finish it sometime in October. I think it'll be like the 3rd or 4th video in October, according to my current schedule. The next whip that I'm working on is part of my D&D series, but you won't actually see the tutorial for this one until November, because it is my favorite pattern from the collection, and I wanted to save it to be the last one. But it is my Dragonborn shawl, so you can see on one edge, actually I don't know if you can see that, it has little spikes, and on the other side it has some ribbed cables, and this is going to be an asymmetrical triangle shawl. It's decently symmetrical. You could maybe even make it symmetrical if you blocked it, but I designed it to be asymmetrical because I like wearing shawls that are asymmetrical triangles. I am using the Hobby Lobby, I forget what it's called, I have it on my shelf. Oh, the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK in the green color. I have 2 skeins of this. I'm anticipating possibly needing a 3rd, but I haven't purchased it yet. But yeah, I'm really excited with how it's going. I'm making it early because I want to wear it as a part of my Halloween costume. I decided to do some of my Ren Fair clothes for Halloween, along with my little dragon puppet that I showed a couple podcast episodes ago. But I wanted something knitted to go with the costume, since I'm going to wear all my green and black stuff and not my Hobbit inspired crochet corset that I made. So I figured a knitted kind of dragony shawl would be cool with my green and black costume pieces. Oh, I put myself on a yarn ban earlier this year, and that clearly has not stuck. But I ended up with a bunch of orders that I needed to fill and some cool stuff that I wanted to check out. So I ended up going to a local yarn store and making a couple of purchases. One of them is for a charity event at my church. They're doing a parish auction, and they were looking for artists to contribute pieces to be auctioned off. So I'm actually making a really fancy shawl for the auction, and I went to my local yarn store to pick out yarn because I wanted it to be something a little higher quality than you can find at the box stores. Not that I dislike or look down upon box store yarns. Like, I think the whole wall behind me is pretty much from Michael's, Joann's, or Hobby Lobby, but I wanted to get something special since this is for a charity event and I wanted to get kind of a higher quality fiber. So I purchased the Zero yarn from the Fiber Company in the color Enchanting. It is a blend of Surrey alpaca, organic cotton, and merino wool. And this is what it looks like. I purchased 4 hanks, and I think that they were maybe $11 or $12 a hank, and they're a little over 200 yards if I remember. 246 yards. So I thought this was super cool because the like halo part of the yarn, which is the alpaca merino blend, is like a beige color, but the cotton base is black. So you get kind of a really cool dimensional look to the yarn. And I did already start the shawl. I am using a semicircle shawl pattern from Fiber Spider, and it's all in garter stitch because with the like fuzziness of the yarn, I knew that like intricate stitches would not stand out. So I'm just doing this basic semicircle, and you can see I have my little mushroom stitch markers on there. I think I am going to have to switch the stitch markers because these are too heavy and they're like pulling on the edges of the project, so I might have to switch to my boring plastic ones. But really like how that is turning out so far, and I'm actually going to pause the video for a second because I forgot to grab the other part of my purchase from the local yarn store, so hold on a second. Okay, so the reason that I originally went to my local yarn store was because I knew that Fangirl Fibers, who does hand-dyed yarns on Etsy, was having a trunk show there. So usually I believe she only sells her yarn online or at special events, but she had some available at my local yarn store, so I figured that I should check it out. I haven't actually used any of her yarn before, but probably a few months ago at this point, I purchased her October mystery box, which is my favorite murder themed. So I actually have the packages right here. There are 5 skeins of yarn meant to be opened every Friday in October. So as you are watching this, I have probably already opened the first one, but I wanted to make sure that if anyone else if anybody else purchased the box, that they wouldn't get any spoilers from my videos. So I will not be showing these on YouTube until October is already over, so probably in my November podcast episode. But I will be, I think, maybe doing unboxing videos on TikTok that I can save in my drafts and not post until Saturday or Sunday, so the day after you're supposed to open it. But I am so excited about these. There are other little goodies that were in the box as well that I'm, again, not going to show until the very end. But you can follow me on TikTok to see these as I open them. I can feel through the package that the yarn feels like super squishy. It's a nice full-size hank in there, and there are 5 of them, all my favorite murder themed, which is one of my favorite podcasts. But while I was at my local yarn store, I picked up one of Fangirl Fibers mini sets. This is called Autumn and Stars Hollow, and it's a bundle of 5 different fall themed minis, and I thought that these would be super cute as an accent color for a solid color shawl. I like to do it in like an olive or an orange or even a purple, maybe some gray shades, and do them like along the border or as some striping in between, because I thought the color combinations were just so pretty. So I know just based off looking at it that this one is probably my favorite. It's mostly blacks and browns with hints of like orange and gray, maybe a little olive green or purple in there. But I also really like this one that has white, olive green, and orange. I wish I knew what the original color names were, but I couldn't find them online. So I think these are super cute though, and I can't wait to use them in some fall themed projects. What else do I have to show you? I think the only thing left is the project that I just started this morning. So if you've watched my other podcast episodes, you know that I seem to always hit the exact time that they are doing yard work outside or that the garbage truck comes, and the entrance to the garage is right by my window. So if the truck if the garbage truck comes in, it's really, really loud. So once I hear them start either of those processes, I just wait until it's done before starting to film, which messes up my schedule sometimes, especially because I don't think they do it at the same time every day, which is really weird, especially for the garbage truck. But I wonder if it's dependent on if like the driveways are clear to get in or if people are coming in and out, but it seems to like always be at a different time throughout the day or the week. I probably should just stop trying to film podcasts on Wednesdays would be the solution to that, but that's what works best for my schedule right now, so I'm going to keep doing it and trying to time things around when the garbage truck is here or when they're doing landscaping outside. But anyway, today I found myself waiting for landscaping to be done, so I started a project that I am hoping to turn into a written pattern that I'll post on my Etsy. And this is another Christmas present warning. Again, I don't think that he watches these, but if you are my husband and happen to be watching, please stop and go do something else because you're going to ruin your Christmas present. My husband is known for wearing bow ties. It's actually a running joke in his family because his grandfather used to always wear bow ties to work. So the whole family, kind of in honor of his passing, has bow tie Fridays. So a bunch of the family members will send each other selfies on Fridays with the bow tie that they're wearing. So they all have quite a collection of them. But I decided for Christmas that I am going to knit a bow tie for him. I have just done the first section of the bow part because it starts with the bow shape and makes another like 1.5 and then has the neck piece and then does the same thing on the other side. So I am just halfway through that first little section. I am using the Hobie Happy Sock yarn, which seems to be working pretty well so far. I really like how it's working up and the stripes and how all that's going to look. I tried to purchase a bow tie pattern online and I actually did end up buying it only to find out that it wasn't a real bow tie and I couldn't find any other bow tie patterns that I liked. It was one where you were like attaching the bow to an elastic to make a bow tie, which since my husband uses real bow ties, I wanted to make him a real bow tie, not a like clip-on one. So I decided to just write my own pattern. So I'll probably do a couple versions of it. It's a pretty simple pattern, but like I said, I couldn't find another one. So once I'm done writing it up and testing it a couple times, I'll put it up on Etsy as a written pattern, which if you haven't checked out my Etsy yet, there's only one pattern in there right now, but it is my Mirkwood shawl, which if you're looking to get into some more intermediate shawl patterns, it's a really good fit. It's not just your basic like double crochet everything shawl or granny shawl. It uses a combination of moss stitch or linen stitch and the granny stitch. So I highly encourage you to check it out. And I think that's it. So you can go ahead and check in the description below for all of my info. Follow me on TikTok if you want to see me unbox the My Favorite Murder yarns every Saturday. You can follow me on Instagram for some more frequent updates to what I'm doing because I post pictures a lot more often than I post to YouTube. And make sure you subscribe to this channel if you want to see more crafty videos. Upcoming this month, I have a crochet with me where I'm going to hopefully finish that gray sweater that I was working on. I have a bullet journal video that will be coming out. I have a Dungeons and Dragons pattern that will be coming out. And the first episode of Creeps and Crafts will come at the end of the month. So make sure that you subscribe so that you can be up to date on all of those crafty videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!